record by balancing a running chainsaw on his chin for 4 minutes and 1 second.
I'm Tony Kornheiser. Wow, that beats my personal best by 4 minutes and 1 second. I would never. I don't want to even hold.
Say there's video.
I don't even want to hold a running chainsaw.
I want to hold a still chainsaw.
Don't want
One
to.
that's out of gas. Chainsaw. What are you doing putting a chainsaw near your face? Wow.
Crochet. Welcome to PTI, boys and girls. In today's episode, Texas Tech challenges Texas. Novak Djokovic goes out of the French Open, and Tim Legler joins us for 5 minutes. But we begin today with the San Antonio Spurs blowing out the Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 118-91 in Game 6. To force a Game 7. Victor Wembanyama more than made up for his anemic Game 5 by scoring 11 points in the first quarter to go along with 5 rebounds, a block, and a steal in the first quarter. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander continued his struggles, scoring just 15 points on 6 of 18 shooting, his 4th straight sub 40% shooting night. Wilbon, what did last night's results say to you?
We're for a great Game 7. That's what they said. That's what we expected. You and I both expected Wembanyama to come out and put his fist imprint on this game. And he did. And they, to some degree laid a smack down on SGA. And so it was, I thought it was an entertaining game, though there was no drama in the score late. It was the thing, because Wembanyama just came out. When he buried those 2 threes early, it was like, okay, this. But to be fair, OKC did hang in there. Every time San Antonio would lengthen that thing to 13 points or so, they got it to 6 and 8, and one time they got it to 5, and they missed a 3. They could have gotten it to 2. But San Antonio controlled the game, and now we get what I want to see from the best series in basketball. Sorry, Knicks fans, and the next one may be better, but so far, this is the best basketball can offer.
Yeah, we're on opposite sides on this. I'm going to go off book here. I believe that NBA players are the greatest athletes in the world. I really do. They make shots from impossible angles. They soar like eagles. But the playoffs to this point, they're rugged to watch. They're just not very good. The differential in scores is just so high. I know that you like to sit here and say that you find this series irresistible, but I've been able to resist this series. Let me give you a couple of numbers here. Game 1 of this series was fantastic because Wembanyama announced himself. That was a great game, but games 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 have not been on that level at all.
You never heard me say the games were irresistible. The series is. The
winning score is an average of 17 points, and the Knicks is no different. The Knicks are beating people by 40 points, but yet their Game 1 with that comeback that was breathtaking, but then games 2, 3, and 4 were, as we like to say in the street, garbage. Now you're headed for a Game 7. Now those are the magic words for sports writers. Game 7. We expect the most in the world. But here's the but, Mike. In the other 4 Game 7s. The margin of victory is 18.5 points. Only the closest one was 9. I sit down to watch these games knowing I'm not going to have to watch the fourth quarter, which is good for my sleep. It's good for me.
Just you're looking for a reason to turn off. I'm looking for a reason to see what is going on in these matchups. Steve Kerr got this right about the three-point shot. And it's not going to be a referendum because Steve's the only one who's smart enough to say it and mean it, even though he made his living that way. These games the blowouts happen, Tony, because the team gets some momentum and all of a sudden you hit 4 straight threes and boom, you got an enormous lead. The games go like that, but the series can still be compelling.
I'm going to say one other thing here. It's about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's 2-time MVP, having troubles now. We walked into this series, both you and I, and we said Victor Wembanyama has something to prove right here in the opportunity. Game 7 may be more about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander than everybody knew.
Not maybe.
Than everybody knew.
Definitely, because you know what? In his rear view, and things are larger than they appear, is Wembanyama.
Mike,
coming up on him.
Mike,
fast.
his team is minus when he's on the court and plus when he's off.
But what do you expect in Game 7, Brian? You expect him to be plus at the end of the game?
I do, and I hope it's a great game. There's been one great game,
Just one game,
but just one.
But I still love the series. You know, you can go watch the Nats if you want.
Oh, I will.
So I know you will. So because they're compelling, they're irresistible. Let's move to college football, where Texas Tech is telling Texas, put up or shut up. Last week, Longhorns coach Steve Sarkisian mocked the Red Raiders' Big 12 strength of schedule, suggesting the Longhorns' second or third teamers could run through Tech's schedule unbeaten. So yesterday, Red Raiders coach Joey McGuire offered to pay the buyouts for both schools' Week 1 opponents in order to make a head-to-head matchup happen. So, Tony, should Sark back up his big talk and accept the challenge?
It's a great story.
Yes.
I love this story.
I do too.
Here's what Sarkisian said, this is a direct quote. There's a team in our state in another conference with a schedule that I would argue if I played with our 2s and 3s, we would go undefeated and they'll probably make the playoffs. That's a direct shot at Texas Tech. A Big 12 school. Texas left the Big 12 in order to go into the SEC. Now remember, Sarkisian took a shot at an SEC school recently at Ole Miss, where he said the academic standards were so lax that if you transferred in, you would major in basket weaving. So help me out on this. How many national championships has Steve Sarkisian won in Texas? Oh, that's right. He has won 0. Last year, with Arch Manning, did not make the playoffs. If it ended up in the Citrus Bowl, and you know you can't spell citrus without UT, right? And they were the #1 ranked team in the entire country last year going into it. So the Texas Tech coach said, okay, we want to play you now. We will give you money, guarantee you money if you play us now. This is a dream. They play it in Jerry World because the World Cup will be out by then. Every single person in Texas should be agitating for
It
this
will,
game.
but Texas has the Ohio State on the schedule. I think it's Ohio State, so it's not going to happen. I don't want to go too crazy on the Sarkisian family, which has history at Northwestern, so I'm not going to do that. But you left some meat on the bone so I can go after everybody in the SEC together at once. Because Sarkisian ran his mouth, and now he doesn't, he doesn't want any part of that. It reminds me of wrestling when the guy would stand in the ring in the old days of wrestling and issue a challenge, and you'd have a match or roller derby. Kirby Smart, he goes and says, we'll just pull out of the league and we can do our own. We'll pull out of the country, the whole nation. We'll pull the league out and we'll do our own thing. And then Sankey runs his mouth and says, we're the best. And all three of them, since the SEC hasn't won a damn thing in football in at least 3 years, I wasn't a math major, but I can count that high. All the SEC people, shut up.
Can I ask you
right now, you're just losers and you're loud losers.
Can I ask you a
Shut
question?
up.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Would you open your jacket and reveal where that sweater is from? What was that, Northwestern sweater, isn't it? Yeah, Northwestern, Mr. Big Ten.
That's right.
Let's move. Just when the French Open looked to be wide open for Novak Djokovic, he's out. The three-time French Open winner was up 2-0 over Brazilian João Fonseca in their third-round match, but the 19-year-old started chipping away, winning the third, then the fourth, and with the 39-year-old Djokovic just 1 point from pushing the fifth to a deciding tiebreak, Fonseca went ace, ace, ace to win. Wilbon, what did you make of the match? Where does this leave the draw?
I'm in despair. And while both of us sort of like to see Joker get popped a little bit.
Yes. Well, one of us for
And
sure.
you more so than me.
Yes. Yes.
I like to see him get popped and then remain in the draw. And the French Open is when I start watching tennis. I may watch a couple of warm-ups, but the French Open is when, let's go. Now we're into the season of professional tennis and matches, tournaments that matter. Now